So since my last What's My Wallet video, my credit card strategy has completely changed. I've added 2 premium travel credit cards and my total annual fees have gone from $325 to $1,515 in just a couple months. And despite both Chase and Capital One spitting in my face, my credit card strategy has looked better than it ever has. And at the end of this video, I want to do something a little bit different by telling you how many total credit card points I have and with what issuer they're sitting. I also want to go over some of the changes that have been happening, like the new Strata Elite card that just got announced and changes to the Build card. So let's go ahead and jump right into this video by talking about my most used credit card, the Venture X. So first of all, I just want to start out by saying that it's no secret that credit cards have been changing quite a bit recently, and it seems that the Venture X was the first domino to fall. Previously, the Venture X gave you unlimited lounge access for you and then 2 guests to go into the Capital One and Priority Pass lounges. You also had unlimited free authorized users, and those authorized users had their own free lounge access with their own guest. But starting February 2026, you're going to have to pay to bring in guests, and you're also going to have to pay $125 to have an authorized user with lounge access. Unless you're spending $75,000 on this card, which I'm not getting anywhere close to. And when this news dropped, everyone was freaking out. Everyone was acting like this is the only thing that made this credit card good. And the comment sections of different finance YouTube channels were filled with comments like, "Oh, I can't believe Capital One did this to me. I'm immediately canceling my card." But I actually went out and I said, this isn't a bad change. For me, this was actually a good change. When the Venture X launched, it made sense that you could bring guests in with you to the lounges for free. And not a lot of people had the card, so the lounges weren't packed. But now that it's been almost 4 years since this card released and so many people have the card, the lounges are getting overcrowded, so they have to restrict the access. And because I'm an incel and travel alone, this is actually a buff for me because there's not going to be families and children hoarding the tables while I'm just trying to walk in and get my free breakfast burrito. But what I'm pretty much trying to say here is I think that change was inevitable, and I think a lot of people are now starting to appreciate that Capital One made some necessary changes instead of raising the annual fee and then giving you a bunch of coupons like some other cards we're going to talk about. And I think the haters of this card are still forgetting that it is the best catch-all card out there because it gives you 2 miles on every single one of your purchases, and it still pays you to hold it because you get that $300 travel credit and then those 10,000 anniversary miles. And because of that, this is the most used card in my wallet. My insurance, random bills, oil changes, anything that doesn't fall into a category like dining, gas, or groceries, I put on this card. Also, next week, I have a layover in both Dallas-Fort Worth and Washington, so I'm going to be able to go into 2 Capital One lounges next week, so that'll be cool. I'll update you guys on that after it.
Coming up next is the Amex Gold card, and this is the one card that I can't make my mind up about.
This is the second most used card in my wallet. It gives you 4 points on restaurants, supermarkets, and then 1 point on everything else. But because I have another credit card that I'm using for dining, I actually only use this card for groceries. So if you didn't know, the Amex Gold has a $325 annual fee. But to help offset those fees, you get a $120 dining credit that can be used at a few specific restaurants, $120 Uber Cash that works for both Uber and Uber Eats, an $84 Dunkin' credit, and a $100 Resy credit. And those credits are split up monthly besides the Resy credit that's semi-annually, and they're use it or lose it. Meaning if it's July and I forget to spend my $10 in Uber Cash, I don't have $20 in August, I just lose that. I personally only value these statement credits at $200. I use the Grubhub and then Uber Eats to just place pickup orders at Chipotle twice a month, and that's fine. I use the Resy credit, I just use it at a burger place the other week. Not a place that I'd normally spend money at, but it was okay. I never go to Dunkin', but I do load $7 up into my Dunkin' account just so I don't lose that credit. But basically, my effective annual fee is $125 with this card. And recently, I asked myself one very important question, and that is why I was acting like a moron looking at this card like it was some philosophical question when I can literally just look at my spend, run the math, and then see if the Amex Gold is better than no annual fee alternatives. I'll spare you guys from the boring math, but pretty much what I found is that I would be getting very similar value whether I'd be using the Amex Gold, a 5% no annual fee credit card, or the Saver card. If I spent more than $600 a month on this card in dining and groceries, then the Gold would be worth it. But for me right now, with no family or anything, it kind of makes more sense to get the Saver card because I don't have to worry about using all those statement credits and I'm getting around the same value. So final verdict is that although this is one of the most used cards in my wallet, the statement credits are a little bit annoying and I don't spend that much on groceries. So I'll keep it for another year, get the retention offer, and then move on to a no annual fee card or the Saver card. The next card that I'm using is the Chase Sapphire Reserve for my dining. A story from a couple days ago is I was actually at Cavo with another unnamed credit card YouTuber, and I was fumbling about trying to decide whether I was going to use my Amex Gold or my Chase Sapphire Reserve for dining. And I guess I ultimately decided with the Chase Sapphire Reserve. To be honest, I've kind of been flip-flopping between them, but I do want to earn some more Chase points, and I figured that I just get such easy redemption and value with Hyatt's that I'll take the 3 points on the Sapphire Reserve over the 4 points on the Amex Gold. I also do want to talk about the Chase Sapphire Reserve because if you guys haven't seen, the annual fee went from $550 all the way to $795. And when that news broke, I came out pretty strong and said that Chase pretty much destroyed this card, but by far the most heat I got in that video was me saying that I've never heard of StubHub, and I'm sorry, I have never heard of StubHub. Maybe I've been living under a rock. Also, you have to keep in mind that for the last 10 years, I've been living in California, 5 minutes from the beach, so I didn't really feel the need to go to concerts. I'd go to a football game maybe once every year to see Bo Nix play. But I may be in the minority when it comes to disliking the new Sapphire Reserve statement credits, but I got a comment on that video that I think summed it up perfectly. It called the new Chase Sapphire Reserve a $795 to-do list. Like I've always said, the Chase Sapphire Reserve has never been a standalone card. You have to compare it to the Chase Sapphire Preferred, which only has a $95 annual fee and comes with all the same transfer partners. And now that the boost feature is gone, the main selling point of the Reserve is lounge access, and I don't really care about Sapphire lounge access all that much, especially now that I have the Venture X. And even if I could justify the annual fee on the new Sapphire Reserve, I wouldn't want to. It's literally a to-do list. All I care about is the transfer to Hyatt, and the Sapphire Preferred does that the same that the Reserve would, so I'm going to downgrade to the Preferred. The next card in my wallet, which has low-key been the MVP this quarter, is the Amazon Prime Visa. This card gives you a simple 5% back on Amazon, Whole Foods, Chase Travel, and Amazon Fresh, as well as 2% back at gas stations, restaurants, and local transit. I just moved into a new apartment and spent $1,500 to furnish it. Most of that was on Amazon, some of that was on Temu, but that's a different story. But if you guys don't know, if you choose no rush shipping and you have the Amazon Prime Visa, a lot of times your rewards will jump from 5% to 6%, but on Prime Day, it will actually jump up to 7%. So for some of that spend, I was actually able to get 7% back, which was pretty cool. But the Amazon Prime Visa is simple, sits in my sock drawer, and earns me 5 to 7% back on my Amazon purchases. The next card in my wallet is the Discover It. I lost my card, so a new one's shipping right now, but I got the frog design to honor Stan the Credit Frog retiring. No, I'm just kidding. But right now, this card is giving me 5% back at gas stations. If you guys don't know, the Discover It gives you 5% back in rotating categories. So every 4 months, your category that you're earning 5% back in is going to change. So last quarter was groceries, this quarter is gas, and then the next quarter will probably be PayPal and Amazon. Discover doubles your cash back for the first year that you have the card, so it's like you're earning 10% for the first year, but I'm outside of that first year now, so I'm only earning 5% back, but that's okay. I'll still take 5% back on gas all day, twice on Tuesdays. And also, I gotta say, going from $5 a gallon gas in California to $2.50 gas is pretty nice. The next card in my wallet is the PayPal debit card. More YouTubers are finally starting to talk about this card, but what it is a debit card that allows you to get 5% back in a category you can choose up to $1,000 a month. So you can choose between apparel, gas, groceries, restaurant, or rideshare and transit. You also get a $10 sign-up bonus if you use my link, so hey, there's something. Really, the only downside to this card is that it comes with a spend account that you have to load up, but that's really not a big deal for me. Right before I check out, I'll just instantly transfer money from my bank account. But what makes this card special, besides being a great cashback card, is that you earn cashback at Walmart, Target, and Costco. And if you're a fan of this channel, you know that I've been using this card for Costco, but I have a story to tell you guys. My little rat of a brother went on my mom's Costco app and removed me as the additional person or authorized user or whatever on her Costco account and added himself. So I'm no longer able to piggyback on my mom's Costco account because he stole that from me. But that was honestly fine because I do all my grocery shopping at Aldi's right now, which is really cheap. But I've just been using the PayPal debit card for my Walmart and then Target spend. The last card that I have in my wallet is the American Express Blue Business Plus. This gives you 2 points per dollar spent up to $50,000 a year with a 15,000 point sign up bonus and 0 APR for 12 months. In my opinion, this is the best card that American Express has. It has no annual fee, and if you can't get approved for the Venture X, I think this is the best catch-all card out there. I use it for strictly business purposes. Editor, if you're wondering how you get paid, it's with the Blue Business Plus, but I usually put a couple $100s of spend for editing and thumbnails, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But Good card. Now, before I give you the points total, I want to get some things that I've been thinking about off my chest. And the first is just abandoning Chase altogether. I'm tired of tracking my 524 status. There are cards that I want to get from Chase, like the Freedom Unlimited, the Hyatt card, and then the Ink cards, but I honestly don't want to wait 6 months until I can apply for another credit card. I probably will wait the 6 months, but I'm honestly tempted to just say screw you to Chase and then get the Citi cards and then hit a couple subs on the American Express cards. And really the only thing that could push me over the edge is the new Strata Elite card that was just announced. Now, I don't really know anything about this card yet, but like I said in my Chase Sapphire Reserve video, there is a big hole in the market for a good premium travel credit card that Citi could fill. And if Citi adds American Airlines as a transfer partner, it's game over. I'm going all in on Citi. If you guys know me, I'm a big fan of Citi cards, even though I don't have any. And it's going to be very interesting to see how Citi launches that card. Last thing that I want to talk about is the Bilt cards. The new apartment I'm in is actually part of the Bilt Alliance, which pretty much means nothing. I think they throw me a couple points, like I'm a peasant, like 200 points a month. And then I can pay rent easier through Bilt's platform or something, but I don't know. I thought that was cool, so I mentioned it. But more importantly, Bilt is refreshing their cards next year, and they are moving away from Wells Fargo and onto Cardless as the card sponsor, which I'm not a big fan of. I don't really know anything about them. I believe they're fairly new. They're a fintech. They're sponsoring the new 4% back Coinbase card, which I have some things to say about that I'll keep for another video, but it makes me a little bit suspicious. I don't really trust Cardless, but pretty much there's going to be 3 different cards, a 0 annual fee one, a 95, and then I believe a 395. And there's been a lot of speculation, but I think it's actually very, very simple. If Bilt keeps Hyatt as a transfer partner, it'll be a good card. But if they don't keep Hyatt and then Cardless is pulling some shenanigans, that's probably not going to be a card that I want to get anymore. All right, so as far as what miles and points I have 90,000 Capital One miles, 3,500 Chase points, 1,500 Amex points, but I have 41,000 Alaska Airlines points. I moved all of my Amex points to Alaska as soon as I heard that Amex was losing Hawaiian Airlines as a transfer partner, because I know that I'm going to be able to use those points eventually. And then I use all of my Chase points for either domestic economy travel or Hyatts. And despite the urge for me to go wild and apply for a bunch of different cards, I think I'm going to stick true to my credit card roadmap. And if you want to see that roadmap, click this video right here.